Alright, so I thought I'd make a quick video, the progress I've made so far. Got those sides pulled together and tacked up. Got these pieces on here. Yeah, they didn't match up perfect in the front, but you know what I'm coming to realize is I do one piece after the next, and now that I've got the lid, the front deck piece ready to go on, you know, like Ronnie told me at RSR, you know, everything you do tends to want to narrow the boat and suck it together and elongate it. So, which is essentially what happened. The front lid's coming short here. I'd probably stick my finger between it. You know, it's around a ½ inch or more. So, but essentially, I had this tack together. I went ahead and broke these tacks because I think we're going to be doing some spreading there, starting back here. So instructions say to put the lid on, and it matches up with this joint right here. And you tack it, and then you start, you know, actually prying this to match the edge of the lid and tacking it. So the next step is literally prying the front out to get it to match the edge of the lid, and tack it on. And I suppose as you actually do that, you know, the front's gonna widen a little bit and theoretically narrow a little bit. You know, and before I put these side pieces on here, and just with these two front pieces together, you know, I could grab them and twist the hole. So I mean, there's, you know, they definitely have give, you know, and obviously the more you add, the less you get, but the top piece is your final lock it in place kind of thing. Now, this is an option, this bulkhead, something I got as an option. You know, the kits normally come with a footrest, but this goes essentially where the footrest is. You know, and with it in place where it goes, you know, the hole's too narrow, you know, so you know, it's not that I was necessarily needing to put it in. It can go in after the lid. It'll fit in there and make it work. Even then, I'm kind of questioning some of the things that I'd originally planned on doing. You know, just like the swim deck, you know, and I bought the boat is, you know, with the swim deck kit, which means these outer panels are actually, you know, longer than it would be if you didn't get the swim deck kit. So, you know, adding the swim deck later, it's like, well, these panels are continuous, you know, they can come out to add that deck kit. But, you know, it's whether or not I want the bulkhead in there or not. And I originally thought I would foam it in, you know, weld it in, foam it in for flotation. I'm really not sure. I'm going to try and figure out if there's a way to calculate how much foam you would literally need to float the boat. You know, in case you tipped it or whatever, and you know, just to keep it from sinking to the bottom. So I don't know how big a concern that is. You know, at first that was my initial thoughts. Otherwise, you know, you can use that for storage. You know, some people put hatches on them. You know, if I don't foam it, I may do a hatch. You know, otherwise you have a lot of open space in there. You know, it might still be a good idea to put a piece of metal at the front of those engine bearers, you know, that rigidifies the hull sections right there. You know, because, I mean, even with the lid on, I suppose there's going to be a little flex, but it's pretty much tying everything together across the boat. So, but the foredeck has stringers that come with it. You know, you weld those on. The instructions say to measure them 9 inches apart, so just found center. Tacked on the middle one, and worked my way out. You know, and then welded them up. The one thing instructions also mentioned I might not have thought about is you want to move fast on your welds. You know, so you're not seeing your welds on the other side. You don't discolor the metal. So. Took me a little bit, but I finally got the hang of it and got the speed and you know, the wire feed settings and the heat right. And, I still got a couple of sides to do to finish that up. Then the deck's going on, and that's kind of a big one. I mean, as far as the body's concerned, that's a tough one that I have left. And we'll see where it goes from there.